Hey, Chicas, welcome back to another episode of It's for the Chicas. I'm Anahy.
And I'm Gisele, and this is episode 22.
Ooh.
Today I got me a little slushy, y'all, because Anahy promised me a daiquiri.
I know, but I did not stop, guys. I was supposed to stop on my way to work, and I was like, on my way home from work, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of hungry. Like, I needed to eat before the podcast, and I was like, no, I'm not going to stop. But Gisele stopped by and also got me a Ghost energy drink. This one, guys, is cheers. Orange. They're both orange. This one, guys, is so good. This Ghost orange cream flavor. Oh my god, dude, it's so fucking good.
Sponsor you.
Ghost, sponsor me. This is my favorite flavor. Like, honestly, like this one and the C4s, and the Ghost and the C4s don't make me shaky. So you know how I'm like sensitive to caffeine? Like, these two don't make me shaky. I don't know what it is about them. Yeah.
Hold on. And Taylor's like, I have a gift for y'all. Send me Anahy's address. I'm like, we're recording. She's like, it'll be quick. And I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, I don't know she's serious.
She's just going to come over. That's what she wants the address for.
She said she has a gift for us.
Aw. Taylor, we love you. Can't wait to have you back on the podcast. My sister was actually like, oh my god, that girl was so funny. And she was talking about Taylor. I was like, right, dude? And she, like, when she watched that episode, and I was like, dude, you would actually get along with her. Like,
oh,
100%.
yeah, for sure. She's
like,
so funny.
Yeah. But anyways, how have you been?
I've been good. This week has been, it's been a little off for me, but I think it's because it's the time of the month. Most girls are watching anyway.
Yeah.
But it's the time of the month for me. And I'm like, ugh, like, I feel like that right now.
Yeah. How is it? Because we talked about it this week. Like, what's it like having your time of the month? Like, do you try to stick to the working out, or do you just let your body rest?
I do still try to stick to working out. Like, I went Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I go into the office. So, like, I don't beat myself up too much when I go into the office because it's a lot. And Robbie had a game on Wednesday after work. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm home by 9. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go to the gym right now. Like, I know I have to be up early Thursday.
For the most part, I'm the same way. Like, I give into my cravings and stuff when I'm on my period.
Oh, I do too. Well, you saw me. I'm walking with my slushie and some hot Cheetos, but that's all I'll eat. Like, I won't eat the whole bag.
Yeah.
I'll just eat that much.
Yeah,
how you
it's
saw
just
me
like,
eat. And
like getting like the craving.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really need to eat like a whole bag, but just like, and for me, it's like I crave like spicy and sweet. Like, both of the things.
Really?
Yes.
Like, I don't crave sweet. I crave spicy and salty, which is bad because I feel like when I'm on my period, I feel bloated. So if I eat more salty food, I get bloated.
All that sodium.
More bloated. bloated. So that's my problem. And I'm like, I feel way fatter now. But I do give in. I do. I'm not that hard on myself. But I do plan on working out tomorrow. And we have the class on Saturday. The step class. So I'm not.
I think that's why. Yeah, like that's why I didn't beat myself up. This morning, yesterday, I didn't wake up. It was really hard for me to wake up yesterday. Like, I really fought like myself, and I was like, you know what? Like, your body's telling you to rest. Like, just rest a little bit longer. And then I did plan on working out today, but drama. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I'm out of it today. And then I was like, I'll try to work out Friday morning. I was like, and then we have the step class. I was like, so that'll make it 3 times that I worked out this week. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's good. Like, as long as I work out 3 or 4 times a week.
Falling, sorry.
No.
As long as, like, I feel like this is falling back. And if I pull my hat, there we go.
Yeah. As long as we work out like 3 or 4 times a week, like, I'm okay.
Oh, yeah,
and then
for sure.
And then, like, I had been eating good. Like, I had been meal prepping and stuff. So I don't feel bloated or anything, so I'm like, I'm good.
No, I feel bloated right now.
Yeah,
but
you know how people are like, there's some people who think that they're like fatter than what they really are, and it's like body dysmorphia. I saw this thing,
big time,
and it was like, I have the opposite of that. I think I'm skinnier than what I actually am, and I was like, no, but for real, because I'd be looking, I'd be looking in the mirror, and I'm like, my stomach looks flat today, and I'm like, I got a body yaddy today, and then I'm like, I look at myself in pictures, I'm like, that's not what I look like in my mind. Like,
it's not what I looked like in the morning when I looked at myself.
I didn't have that lonja earlier.
No, but in the morning you do wake up skinny. Like, if you ate in really good the day before and you worked out, the next morning you wake up like snatched.
Yeah. Literally.
That's funny. But if you see all our Astro gears, today's our opening day. Go
Houston,
Astros.
Go Astros. We want another ring.
For sure. We're going to win another one.
I know. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Baseball season's finally here.
All the freaking haters
I
out
love
there.
baseball season.
I know.
And y'all can call us cheaters. Y'all can call us whatever you want. We're still, what is it? H-Town? Till I drown.
H-Town till I drown. Wait. So I really wanted to go to the game, but them tickets are expensive.
My friend told me the same thing. She's like, dude, even nosebleeds were like super expensive for today.
Yeah.
And I was like, I honestly, like, it's after work. If I would have taken the whole day off, yeah, probably. Which is what me and Henry had been planning to do. But I mean, it's because March is like such a busy month for us, like with birthday parties and stuff. And I'm just like,
I thought you were going to say for work.
No, like I'm like, that's a lot of spending on that. And then we wanted to surprise Mylan with, what happened? We wanted to surprise Mylan with Disney on Ice next month.
Yeah.
And then we want to go to the game, like all three of us. Yeah, it's fine. It's still recording.
She's fine.
Yeah. She's okay, guys. She's a warrior. She's been through a lot.
Period.
Literally.
We keep saying the same.
You know what? I'm just gonna let Gisele talk, guys. Okay, your turn.
No, but we keep saying the same. That's already 3 times we said the same word. Because we're like,
I know.
What is it? What did we say last time? Podcast
telepathy.
Yeah,
that's what we have, guys.
Only
connected. We know.
So I'm like, dude, my mind's gone because I'm really curious what the hell Taylor's gonna give us.
I know, you're kind of excited.
Yeah, I am. Like, I really want to see.
Anyways, Gisele didn't ask me, but I'm good, guys. I'm good. Also,
I didn't. I'm sorry. How are you? How was your week? You had a rough week.
I did have a rough week. So,
rough and not rough. I feel
like honestly, I did like, it was actually a good week. But I mean, I think I've only talked to a few people about it. So I'm just going to do a quick brief. I just had some drama like at work that really turned into something bigger than like what it was. And
yeah.
I thought it was good, but apparently it wasn't. So yesterday, like after work, it was just like I heard more things that had happened and I was just like, oh my God. And I was like, man, and I was having like yesterday, I was having such a good day too. And then like to get home on my way home from work and like be like, oh girl, it was not a good day. Like, and I was like, you know what? No, like it was a bad moment. It doesn't make the rest of my day. Like I'm still going to have a good rest of my evening. My day was still really good. Like it was just in that moment that it was like not a good moment, but the rest of my day was like pretty good. But yeah, that was like what I meant for as far as drama. So that's why I couldn't wake up this morning. I was just so tired. And then Henry right now, he was like, I'm so tired. I was like, you know what? It's like we're like emotionally drained. Like it's not even that it's like tired. Yeah. And dude, my sister-in-law was like, dude, I was like, because she called me yesterday about it and she was like, I was literally like, I got off the phone with you and like I started tearing up. And then my brother-in-law, because she's my sister-in-law, but she's like, not my sister. She's Henry's sister-in-law. She's married to Henry's brother.
But you're married to him, so he's...
Yeah, so she's like, like in Spanish, it's like my concuña, not my cuñada. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she was like, yeah, and I was just telling Freddie, like, she was like, man, like, Henry, like, he really, like, stood up for her. Like, he, like, really defended her. And, like, she was like, it's just, like, he's such a quiet person, like, that you don't expect that. And she was like, he's, like, really, like, your ride or die, dude. She was like, and I just love, like how, like, down for y'all, like, down for each other y'all are. I was like, no, honestly, like, I told him, I was like, I teared up. And I was like, babe, like, thanks for, like, sticking up for me, you know? And he was like, babe, like, I got you. Like, obviously, like, if it were something else, like, if it wouldn't have been something that, like, I thought you were wrong in, like, I would have told you. And he's like, but I'm not going to fucking let, like, nobody talk to you, like, stupid or anything.
But I feel like otherwise, if you were in the wrong, like, he still wouldn't let somebody disrespect you. Like, he would still hold it down for you. Yeah,
my sister-in-law was just like, it's just like, dude, like, to have that kind of love, like, you know, like that ride or die
said
love.
This on the podcast.
I told her, I was like, dude, and I like played that part for him because I was editing it last night, and I was like, I literally just said this on the podcast. I was like, no, if I fucking hate a bitch, Henry hates that bitch too. like that's the way it works here. But no, it was just like, it just made me like, you know, like, man, like I'm so thankful for him, because I was like, other guys, like, I know because I've experienced it. They'd be like, oh, you're being fucking dramatic, or like, you're making a big deal out of nothing. But not my husband, guys. My husband's
like,
got me.
Your best friend.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I texted him that earlier. I was like, you're really my best friend, babe. I was like I told him that. No, but besides that, I mean, it was a good week. The weekend was busy. My cousin was over. Right now she's in Beaumont, so we got to see her for a little bit. We were all at my parents' house, spent family time, my niece's birthday. I did go do the double chin thing with
shout them out
with Vivid Aesthetics on Instagram. I've tagged her. I'll probably share my next session also on Instagram. But guys, like, I feel like it like did make a difference for me. Like, just even getting off from the table, like during the first session, she had told me, like, these aren't your full results. Like, full results kick in like 4 to 7 days. Like, just make sure you're drinking your water. And I feel like I see it. Like, I'll be walking at work in the hallway and I'm like, oh shit. Like, it's like slowly, you know, like, and she was like, the more you sweat, like, the better it's going to be for you. Like, it's going to like basically like just help you get rid of that fat, like where the fat pockets are stored. She was like on your chin.
Like, it's really going to burn fat in that area.
Yeah. So I was like really excited. She's like, obviously like genetics have a lot to do with it too. She was like, so like if you want like a chiseled chin, she was like some people you're not gonna have that. She was like, because it's not in everybody's gene to have it. And I was like, I don't really care for that though. Like for me, it's just like not having like as big of cheeks in like this area. And I was even telling Henry, I was like, and I feel like it's even making me feel better like about like my working out and stuff. I was like, because I'm not like a big person. Like I was like I'm not like, I'm thick, you know, but I'm not like fat or obese to where I feel like, dude, like my double chin is so big compared to like what I look like, you know. And so I did like it. Like I feel like it's working. I'm
like, you would recommend other people to go.
100%. Yeah, my sister's going. I told you, right?
Yeah.
So she did her first session and my mom was like, no, like Alondra, like, because you know how Alondra
so she already did her first session.
Yeah, she went today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and my mom was like, the girl told her like, you have big cheeks, and she was like, so like you're really gonna see a difference, dude. Like, yeah, really big difference. But now after this, I want to go back to her and do like the mommy pooch area.
Yeah, I did DM her. I didn't DM her back, but
about the arms,
doing my arms, because like I am a big girl and I don't really have like the double chin, but I do have like, I just think you're thick. My family, we all have like big arms. Like we'll gain weight in our arms before we gain weight in our legs or like our face. Yeah. And it sucks because I do see girls that are bigger than me and I'm like, they have small arms and I got big old arms.
So annoying.
But it's like, not to compare. We're all going to compare, right?
Yeah, we're our own worst critic always.
But it's like, someone may be bigger than me or smaller than me and they'd be like, well, look, you have a big butt. I don't have a butt. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but you got small arms and I don't have small arms. I'm like, look at my freaking fat. It's dangling. Like, you will never catch me in a muscle shirt because I'm so self-conscious about my arms. And I'm being completely honest with y'all. Like, I don't like showing my arms.
Really? Well, you know, because, okay, like, even when we do kick ass at the gym for, like, a month, like my double chin is just something I don't get rid of. Your arms is just something that, like, you don't get rid of. So she was basically telling me, like, because I was like, I feel like I didn't have this double chin always, you know? Like, I feel like when I was skinny, I didn't have it, you know? And then she was like, and then I lost weight, but, like, I lost weight, like, after I had my lens. So I was already, like, 26, 27, I think. And 27, I was going on 28. And she was like, it's because she was like, from 25 to 30, she was like, your body stops basically producing as much collagen. Yeah. And she's like, and that's what, like, your skin, like the elasticity in it, she was like it doesn't like shape up the way it would have if you would have lost the weight when you were like 16 or 17, you know? And I was like, oh my God, like that makes so much sense because I did get like my biggest like after my Len. And I was like, that's why when I did lose the weight, when I was really skinny.
No, when you had her, how old were you?
I was 25.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was already like, I was already.
Yeah. Because when I had Robbie, I was 23. And like, I do feel like I bounced back.
Yeah. No, well, I bounced back. But after is when I gained the weight. Like, I gained weight like after her 1 year.
No, I think I gained weight like after Robbie was like 3. That's when I got really big.
But it wasn't that COVID. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when I got my biggest.
But I really do believe that. I do believe that.
Really do.
Breastfeeding helped me a lot.
Oh, okay.
Because
you were breastfeeding.
Yeah, because like when you breastfeed, like your core kind of does something, and I was just so hungry all the time. Like if I worked out.
Oh.
And as long as I was eating healthy and still breastfeeding, then it was helping me. Yeah.
I know my mom's like, it's because if you give pecho, like you're gonna eat good because you want good
then your titties
nutrients.
Go to waste.
Yeah. Well, I only breastfed like I think like 3 months.
Go to waste.
I was like, she don't need more than that.
No, like good. You need I understand now when people are like, oh, I got to get a boob lift or something.
I want a boob lift, and I didn't do it the other day. The other day I was like getting ready for bed, right? And I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody sleeps with a bra on, right? Like I don't sleep with a bra on. And I was like telling Henry, I was like looking in the mirror with my shirt, like I had the shirt over, right? And I was like, dang, like they're like down here. And I was like, what if like it just like was up here? And I was like lifting it, and I was like, look at the difference. I was like this one, I was like, this one was like halfway through my waist, and this one was like up here. And Henry like always tells me like, your boobs are great, babe. And like I was like, look at the difference. And like I showed him, and he busted out laughing. And I was like, you see?
Are they like, they're greater now?
I was like, how much like sexier would it be to you, you know, for it to be like up here where they're supposed to be? Yeah. But I do tell him, I'm like, that's like the thing I feel like I want the most. It's like a boob lift. Yeah. Just because like, dude, you don't know.
If I can lose weight and like really lose like the skin looseness on my arms, then yeah, I would do my boobs. But if I were to do any surgery, it would definitely be like skin tightening on my arms, because that's what it is. Like it's really like a lot of loose like skin. And then from when I lost weight, well, it was a little bit, but then I gained weight, and then now it's fat.
Sucks being a girl.
Well, guys get fat too, but they can bounce, like they can make their arms like.
Oh my God! Like okay, so you know how Henry gave up fast food for Lent, and he's been drinking a gallon of water a day. Yeah. My mom was like, "Que flaco está Henry." I was like, "He don't fucking eat out." I was like, "I haven't ate out for a fucking year, and I'm fatter than ever." And she busted out laughing. I was like, "It's true, dude. Like they lose weight like nothing."
When Rob started working out, he was only working out like. Now he's working out like 30, 45 minutes. But at first he was only working out like 15 minutes a day. And you could tell like his arms. Yes, his arms were like,
man, I'm just kidding.
Fucking, they were like tightening up, swelling, like his chest was popping. And I'm like, I gotta work out for
You're annoying, Rob.
I gotta work out for like 2 hours.
For 5 days a week.
To burn like 500 calories. Like what the hell? How do you? And then he never ate. He never even ate like healthy.
Yes.
I'm like, it's not fair.
Like Henry would tell me like back in the day when he was like skinny and would go to the gym and stuff. Yeah. He was like, I would just eat what I was gonna eat, but I just wouldn't eat like the whole plate. And I was like, I could never. Like I 100% have to be like, how many calories is this? Like how much protein am I putting into my body? Like everything. Yeah. I was like, I can't lose weight.
Rob eats McDonald's.
And you know what I think was making me fatter? Like, or like not allowing me, like because I was getting bigger, you know? What? I think it was that I was trying to do the balanced life.
Yeah, that's
like
hard.
Not like so much like count my calories and stuff. Like just make sure that what I was eating was healthy. But yeah, I wasn't counting my calories or like being careful like about how much I was eating. And I feel like that's what was like making me gain weight, because I wasn't eating bad. I just wasn't taking like as like I wasn't being as strict on myself. So like if I was craving something, I would eat it. And I was like, now I'm understanding like, bitch, you can't do that because you will gain weight.
Yeah, you will. Plus you're not working out to burn that off.
Exactly.
So maybe if you were constantly working out, like it would have been okay to have a craving here and there.
Yes.
But because you weren't.
And then I think it was the winter, honestly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I gained some winter weight.
All the holidays and stuff, you know what I mean?
The holidays were over 3 months ago.
Well, January has stuff and February. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways.
Anyways, that was our little intro, guys.
That was a long ass intro.
Going into
I was gonna see you Taylor text me
part of today's topic, teen subjects. We're gonna brighten up, like, what is it? Lighten up the mood again.
Lighten up the room. So our little break was because our girl Taylor called us, and look what she got us.
Guys, we wanted to cry.
I was shaking, like, and my heart was beating, and I was like, I can't breathe, but look at this.
I knew this is so
cute.
The most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Like, it is so freaking cute, you guys. Like, so we're just going to do the rest of the episode like this.
Right?
I was like, I told Gisele, POV, you get some new decor with your logo.
I know.
And I was like, move.
Oh, yeah. When she came in here, it's like, throw all this off now.
And so we have, like,
we could put it somewhere.
So thankful.
We'll just hold it like this. Anyways, guys.
I think we could put it like.
Oy.
No.
No, dude.
No,
dude.
I'm just gonna hold it like this. So anyways, peace out. No, but this is so cute.
No, we're gonna have to hang it, but not right now. It is so freaking cute.
Yeah,
shout out to Eddie and Taylor. Love you.
Shout out to the both of you. I was literally not expecting this when she was like, because we went outside and she's like, okay, turn around, it's in the trunk, and we were like, what is it? And I was
pop out.
I know. And we did want to give a shout out to the Instagram.
Oh yes, it's Eliza does art.
Eliza does art. Eliza does art.
Eliza, I'm sorry. That's how I was looking at it like, wait, what?
That's her Instagram, IG at Eliza does art. We will tag it in the description below. We are going to post a picture with it right now, tonight on the podcast page. But thank you guys so much. Like, that
is shout out to them. Love you guys.
I know, so cute. I was shaking, guys. I was like, Gisele, literally, like, look at it. I was not expecting that. Too. I thought it was going to be t-shirts or something.
And then I was like, don't cry. I was like, I'm not going to cry. I'm awkward when people cry. So I'm just going to like laugh my whole way. Like,
and that was Gisele.
That was literally, I was like, oh my God.
I was like, am I going to cry? And Taylor was like, yeah. Anahy cries for everything, in case y'all didn't know yet.
But you know what? That's funny because like I'm a big crybaby, but I don't cry a lot. I think it goes back to my childhood trauma. Like my mom told me, stop being a crybaby. Which
is actually our main topic for today's episode. Healing your inner child. Childhood trauma. Like, how do you feel? What is the biggest thing that you feel like has been,
I was pulling up,
like your child, like the biggest thing that you still like on the daily, or like that comes from my childhood?
What do you mean?
Like a childhood trauma that you have that you feel like you see in you, like on the daily, that you're healing?
Being too sensitive and a crybaby, literally.
I don't feel like you cry every day.
No, but when I was little, I did cry a lot. My mom would tell me, don't be a crybaby. So I feel like that's why it's really hard for me to cry sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you know what's crazy? I saw a TikTok that told, like, it was like a therapist too. And she was like, don't you, like she was giving like little examples. She's like, you know, when people tell you when you were little and they told you stop crying, stop being a crybaby, now that you're older, you don't know how to express your emotions.
Oh.
And like, you don't know how to express your emotions, and you don't want to cry because then you're a crybaby. But when you do cry, you can't control them because you suppressed it for so long. And when I cry, I can't control myself. Like I'll cry like hard.
Yeah. Like I remember sorry guys. I remember me and Gisele had talked about that, and she was like, maybe it's because like when you were little, like you were told not to cry.
Yeah.
And I was like, but not really. Like not for me. I think I'm just a crybaby.
No. I think for you, you do cry. So I think for you, it's you're comfortable
in my emotions.
Yes, and you're not comfortable.
I'm able to express myself.
Yeah, you're able to express yourself. And your mom
allowed you. Sometimes a little too much.
Your mom allowed you to express yourself.
Yeah.
So you're, I guess, comfortable with your emotions. I'm not.
What is it? In touch.
I think I was thinking of a word like that. Like in touch with your emotions. You're true to your emotions.
Yeah.
And your parents allowed you to be, like, feel what you want to feel.
Yeah.
Without telling you, like, stop doing that. Don't be the crybaby.
Yeah,
don't be.
And you know, because you told me that, like, the other day, me and Mylene, like, got into it, you know, because she has an attitude just like her mama.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, like, crying, and I was going to tell her to stop crying. And then I was like, no, because I remember that. Yeah. And then I was like, no. And I was like, it's okay, mama. I was like, let it out. Like, let out your feelings. Like, cry as much as you need to. Like, just let it out.
And I catch myself, like, when I tell Robbie, like, don't cry. you're crying for no reason. Now I'm like, I catch myself and I'm like, like, I need to let him cry. I need to let him be, especially for a man.
Make sure that thing's recorded.
Yeah, you're good. Where I had left off was like, I forgot.
That you catch yourself telling Robbie.
Oh, I tell Robbie. So, and I feel
remember
like for
something.
Men, and I feel like for men, it's really hard because society does tell them, like, you can't be in tune with your emotions or you're not a man.
Yeah.
Or like a macho man. But I do catch myself telling him, like, don't cry, stop crying, and for certain stuff. And I need to allow him to express himself, because then he's not going to know or be comfortable in his own emotions to express himself.
Yeah.
And I feel like me and my brothers, we don't know how, because we didn't have that motherly or fatherly figure in our lives.
Yeah.
Like I said, my mom was more like of a provider emotionally. She wasn't there, so we didn't really have that. So we had to figure everything out on our own, like basically our emotions and all of that. And I feel like my brothers do have trouble showing their emotions too.
Yeah.
Like the brother after me, like he gets angry really fast and he can't control it.
Hit like his anger?
Yeah. And then my little brother, he's sensitive, but he like, I don't want to say, but he lies a lot to like not attention? To this. Yeah. Basically, too. When we were little, he would go to people's houses and tell people that we didn't have food. So they would
remember. You
so they would buy him food, and I was like, Kevin, stop telling people that. What the fuck? But yeah, I do think that's a big one for me, like being emotional or like the too nice person.
Yeah,
like I deal with that a lot.
I feel like for me, before we, like when we touched the topic that we're going to talk about this on the podcast, like I told you, so I was like, I don't really feel like I have like trauma like that, you know, from my childhood. I don't have like a lot of memories, like other than like the ones I have shared on here, like about like us, like when we didn't have a lot of money and stuff like that. And the only thing, and it's like not even that big of a deal, that I feel like that I do because of like my trauma is like my mom always like raised us to like, that's too expensive, or that's to this, or that's to that. And so when I go shopping, I'm always like, and like I hate it. Like when it comes to my Lynn, I don't care. Yeah. You know, like I'll spend money on her like nothing. But when it comes to me, and I've always been like that, it's not because like I'm a mom or anything, which I mean, part of it is because, you know, it is easier. But
even before my Lynn, were you like that?
Yeah, but even before my Lynn, like, yeah, I would buy me like a pair of jeans like once a week. Like I was like a shopaholic. And it came from that. It came from like, because
your mom wouldn't allow it.
Yeah. And so now, but now that I'm a mom, like I have that, like I act the way with money, like the way my mom would act. Like even if I have it, I'm like, no.
You know, that's crazy, because when I went to, so actually me and my friend Liz, we went to a Bible study one time at Grace Church, and they were talking about like not trauma, but childhood. Well, no, I think it was healing your inner child. And they were like, you know, when did you ever grow up where your parents could only afford like a couple clothes and one pair of shoes for like the year, and now you see yourself over buying your children like shoes and clothes and all that, but they don't really need it, but it's more for you, not even them. And I was like,
it's just like
God, like, and it was at church. I'm like, oh my God, he's talking to me. Because I bought like Robbie like 6 pairs of shoes, like 20 jeans, a bunch of shirts, and Rob was like, he does not need all of that. And I'm like, if I can buy it for him, I'm gonna buy it for him. But now I do realize like it's a way of coping with my childhood.
Yeah, and also like you don't ever want your kids to feel like the way you felt, like not having those things.
But he'll never feel that.
Yeah.
Well, God forbid, you know, anything ever happens to our jobs, but he'll never feel like, and it's true though, like he don't care how many pairs of shoes he has. He probably likes the Walmart shoes more than... Girl,
my Lynn's been wearing these Jesus sandals that were my nephews. Like, remember the old school Jesus sandals? She has some blue ones. They were my nephews. My mom found them in the closet. She was cleaning her closet out this week, and that's all she wants to wear now.
Yeah,
and that's what she has like Converse, Vans, Adidas, like flats from Old Navy, Target, and she doesn't want them. She wants her freaking Jesus sandals.
I know, and that's what I have to tell myself. Like, Robbie, likes the Walmart shoes even better than all these other shoes I've gotten them.
Yeah. My Lynn always wants me to buy her like those light up shoes. And I'm like, those are so fucking hideous, dude. Like, I was like, you're not wearing those. Like, I do not care how much you like them. And then like my dad tells me, she's like, he kind of like tries to get me to buy them. And he's like, she's a kid. Like, let her be a kid. And I'm like, Dad, but no, like those are ghetto. Ugly. Like, okay, like when we went to Disney, right? Like we went this past December with my whole family. And my parents were there, and my Lynn wanted some sunglasses because she didn't want to wear her hat anymore. It was really hot. And so she's looking at the sunglasses, and I wanted her to get some sunglasses. Like, this is the way I think. Yeah. Like, you know, like I don't spend money like just to spend money. Like I'm always me and Henry, we're both like always like very cautious. Like if we're going to make a big purchase, and like to us, a big purchase is like 300 and up, right? Like my purse that Henry got me. I don't need that, but like, and I was even then I was like, yeah, he was like, what do you want for Valentine's Day? And I was like, well, I want the Marc Jacobs purse. I was like, but I don't know. I don't really want you to spend that money, you know, like, because I mean, it goes to the same account. So it's basically my money too. But he was like, if that's what you want, babe, like, get it. Like, you always tell me, just take me shopping. And then I take you shopping and you don't buy shit. And he was like, if that's what you want, like, I'll get it for you, you know? And then I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not even going to feel bad about it. I work too, you know? I was like, I'm just going to buy it. But when we went to Disney, I wanted my Len to get, like, a pair of glasses, like sunglasses that she was going to be able to use, like, for the long run. Yeah. And this little girl wanted the ones that have, like, a princess tiara on them. And I was like, no, like, you're never going to wear those things again. And my dad, like he was like, Anahy, she's a kid.
And we're in Disney.
Yeah, and he's like, she's a kid. We're in Disney. Like, déjala que sea niña. And then I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I was like, okay, fine, you're right. I was like, you're right. Like, I mean, we're at Disney, like, whatever. But let me know where those glasses are right now, because they ain't nowhere. And they were like $25. And I'm like, dude, like, for sunglasses for a kid, I didn't have that shit. But it does go back to, like, now I'm the way my mom is. And I'm like, and I hate that. Like, I'm like, I want to be able to go shopping and it's like I go shopping and I know I have the money to spend. And I'm just like, no, I don't need that.
Yeah.
I'm horrible about it. See? And then I'm like, I can't find shit to wear when I'm going out because I never buy the clothes that I should have bought.
No, but I mean, it has its pros and cons, but see, I'm the other way around. Like, Rob, turn this off. He already knows. Listen. But I think because my mom could never afford anything for us, and I was never able to buy myself anything when I was little, I remember telling myself, when I get a job.
What are you doing? Get out.
I remember telling myself, when I get a job, I'm going to buy myself whatever I want. And I do it.
I know, guys.
I shop a lot. I need to stop.
The other day, she was like, dude, I just got these New Balance shoes. And then she walks in with some Nikes. And I was like, oh, my God, those are the shoes I've been wanting. And she was like, you should get them. They're so comfortable. I was like, girl, no, I do not want to spend that money right now. Yes. And, like, we're, like, the opposite when it comes to stuff like that.
But it's because it comes back to where I never had anything growing up.
But I don't feel like I did either. Like, but I did have, like, the one pair of shoes. You know, like, these are your shoes for school. Like, that's what you're going to wear.
So you only had one pair all year?
Yeah.
Like, in high school, too?
In high school, too, girl.
For real?
Yeah.
I feel like people in high school, no. They always had all the cute.
They had the
Hollister. They were Apostles.
I had chanclas. Like, the Old Navy chanclas. Yeah. But those were, what, like $5? And then I had, like, my first pair of Coach, like, shoes. You remember how everybody would wear those Coach shoes? My sister bought those for me. My older sister.
Aww.
Yeah, for my birthday, because she was already working. And I didn't have those until, like, I think, like, my junior or senior year. And I had, like, everybody always had Coach purses. I always had, like, Ross Guess purses.
That's still a purse?
Yeah, it was still, like, a purse, you know. But, like, my parents did buy me, like, and these are purses. I was just talking to my sister-in-law about it. I was like, those are purses that, like, to this day, I have them. I was like, and even though they're not in style anymore, like, I can't get rid of them. I was like, because they were, like, my first, like, designer purses that my parents gave me.
Yeah.
So I have, like, the first purse my parents gave me was, like, that Coach crossbody that was, like, a rectangle kind of. And it had, like, the brown C's on it. Like, and I still have that purse. But I don't use it, but it's there. And I'm like, it just hurts my heart to get rid of it. Like, you know? And then the first... back when Michael Kors was, like, big.
Oh, God.
Everybody had it. And I was like, man, I really want one. And then I started working at Wells Fargo, and I was like, man, like I can get myself one. So like I got me the tote Michael Kors, like the brown one, and like I got me the matching wallet, and I thought I was the shit, dude. Like I was like, finally, man, like I can have something, you know. So I think when I was single, I did spend more.
Yeah, am I touching your leg?
No,
sorry, I was a little uncomfortable.
But I do feel like now that I'm a mom, like, and I have like responsibilities.
Oh, now that I'm a mom, like I cut down a lot, girl. I used to shop more.
Yeah,
I used to shop way more, but I find myself buying Robbie way more.
Oh, yeah, me too with Mylan.
And I'm like, he doesn't even need that, bro.
Yeah. But, you know, I say I don't shop a lot. And then, like, I have a Shein package coming in this week. I just got, like, 2 Amazon things delivered.
So you do?
I do, yeah.
Low key, you do.
Yeah. But I don't do it all the time. Like, me chiflo, like, a week. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good.
But I feel like you don't shop for clothes. You shop for other stuff.
Yeah, I do. All right, guys, we're back. I'm so sorry. My sister's supposed to be watching my daughter over there, and she's like, I didn't know y'all were still recording. Like, what? Like, we're still in here, girl. What's
that? The number fell. But going back into that, let's change it up a little bit. Do you what is daddy issues to you?
I don't have daddy issues.
So you don't know. But like, what is your interpretation of that?
Daddy issues to me is like okay, people that either had like a dad that was there just financially but not emotionally. Mm-hmm. Or like a dad that just wasn't there at all, or a dad that just wasn't present. That to me is, or like just not being able to rely on your dad like the way like a daughter relies. Yeah, like, you know, like you're your dad's princess. Like, and I've said it before, guys, like I am very, very blessed, and I never take it for granted for the parents that I have. Man, I'm gonna cry. My dad was always like with all of us, like he's always like been the one to like be like, oh, your truck needs like tires. Like he would take my car for me, or he would like give me the coupons like from the back of the receipts, be like, hey, at NTB they have them for $19.99 for the oil change. Like just take it, you know. Because obviously he works, and so he would like find me deals. He would take my car to get its tires rotated. He would pump gas for us. Like that's why, like, I guess that's why, like, I'm like thankful that I have Henry, because I'm like, that's like what my dad was. Yeah,
but like your dad instilled that in you.
Yeah,
to never settle for a man less than that.
Yes, and then he was like, my dad's like the, oh, my daddy can do it. Like, that's me, guys. Like, you know, those TikToks that are like, oh, you can't do it. It's okay. I'll call my dad. Like, that's me with Henry. I'll be like, do you want me to call my dad? Like, that's
you're that TikTok where they're at the car shop and they're like, oh, you need this and this and this, and they're like,
I'm like, oh, let me. That was me, dude. They'd be like, oh, it looks like you need like to some new tires, and I'd be like, hold on, they're trying to fuck me over. And my dad was like, no, yo las acabo de checar, like también, like no les hagas caso. Just tell them you just want the oil change. Like that was literally me. And now, well, I mean, I have my husband that does it for me. But even then, like, I mean, Henry, y'all know, didn't grow up with a dad. So whenever we got the house, my parents helped us a lot, like, because they had already been through the process. And my parents gifted us $5,000 to be able to, like, get our refrigerator and the washer and dryer. Like, and they helped us because Henry was obviously, like, very, like, in-depth and stuff. And, like, I talk about this because I don't care. Like, other people's parents, like, they let them live at home for a year to save their money, you know? Like, my parents weren't able to do that for us. Not that they weren't able to, but my mom was just like, el casado casa quiere. And I do not want to see y'all fighting, because then I'm going to get coraje towards Henry or towards one of my other brother-in-laws. And she was like, and I don't want that. Like, I don't want to see y'all fight. The first couple of years are, like, the worst. I was like, oh, 100%. Those are the worst, you know? So Henry was, like, very in-depth. And then they were like, and, okay, when you get a house, like, you know the process. Like, we had already qualified. And then they were like, oh, well, you need to get rid of this payment. And then, like, it was either get rid of that payment or, like, lose our money for the down payment of the house. And so basically, like, my parents, again, thankfully, they had money, you know, and they were like, they basically gave us a loan they created a loan from their money through a credit union, and they gifted it to Henry, but like we had to pay that back. Okay. But, and my mom's dream was always to gift each one of us a house. Like she was like, that's like my dream, to give each one of them a house. And obviously like they are not able to do that right now. But she also helped my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, like also like that kind in a similar way, you know, with their house. And my dad told her, he was like, well, like you weren't able to like gift it to them, but you were able to help them.
Yeah, in the process
of getting it. Like, and I mean, I talk about it. Like, I'm not like, what's it called? Like, you know how people are like, oh, they only have that because their parents.
Like spoiled?
Like, oh, you only have that house because your parents were well off. Or like you didn't work hard for what you have because your parents like were already well off. You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean, but
like I don't know if there's like a word for it. Like not spoiled, just like privileged.
Privileged. There you go.
Privileged.
But I don't think you're privileged.
And I'm like, I mean, my parents were able to help me, and I don't feel like because of that I didn't work as hard for like what I do have, because I did. Yeah, I did work hard. I mean, I talked about it. Like for a whole year, we lived off of one income, and my savings would go directly. My check would go directly to the savings. We were still renting. Like it took us a lot to be able to like get the house, you know. But I don't feel like, because to this day I can call my dad and be like, hey dad, like this is wrong with the house. He'll come and like.
I know when we get a house, I'm really like.
No, he'll go, dude. 100% he would go. And that's like, okay, like, you know how we're building like the pergola in the back and stuff? Like my dad's the one that's been helping Henry like with it. And so I don't feel like I have that. The only thing I do feel is that my dad doesn't tell us he loves us. Like unless something happens, you know, and then like, you know, like when the family gets close and but his thing is like, I don't have to tell you, like I show you.
Oh, he definitely shows.
And he definitely shows us. And he's the same way with my mom. Like my mom's like, you never tell me you love me. And my dad's like, but I show you. Like I show you I love you. And my mom's like, but I still want to hear it. And I'm like, yeah, like, and it's crazy because me and Henry, like, we're like, I love you 24/7. I love you. I love you. I love you. And my dad too, like, I love you. Like that's us, you know? But I don't feel like I have daddy issues because of it.
Yeah, but I think basically what you described, like I think that is what daddy issues is.
Right?
Yeah, because I feel like for me when I was dating, or even like when me and Rob first started dating, it was very hard for me to submit. Even like, and I don't mean like wife submit, I mean like submit period, like a girlfriend even submit. Like I could never like
I'm gonna do what I want.
Yeah,
you're not the boss of me.
No, and I could never trust a man. Yeah, I could never depend on a man because all I saw was men come out of not that my mom had a lot of men, guys, chill. She had 3 baby daddies, but I saw each baby daddy like. Well, my dad never even stepped up to the plate. My biological dad. Yeah, but my brother's dad. I mean, he stepped up when I was only months old, and they had like a bad relationship. He always cheated on her. It got abusive. It got really violent. So then we left. But he was a good dad. Like he wasn't a good partner, but he was a good dad. Yeah. And then the third guy that my mom's had kids with, like same thing. He would have bien mujeriego. At one time, my mom was the only one supporting him. He didn't have a job. He just lived off my mom. And then when they'd split, like. He would be with other women living off of them. So, like, for me, I had no respect for men. Like, none. No, and that's understandable. So, yeah, I did have daddy issues. Like, I had no respect for men. It took me probably, like, 2 or 3 years to actually really, like, be able to depend on Rob.
To be able to, I don't think it's depend, but, like trust in depending him.
Trust in depending him, yes. Yeah. Depending on him. Even though he would show me, but I was just like, no, he's going to let me down. He's going to let me down. Yeah. Because that's all I saw men do, like let women, your mom down. My mom down. And me and my siblings had to pick up my mom. You know, that's hard to have to like step in for the man who like did your mom dirty. And now you have to step in and like help your mom. That sucks, you know? Yeah. So I think I did have just like this big hate for men. Maybe not hate, just not trusted men. So I could never like. It was. But really I mean,
I feel like hate probably. Like I would have hate towards men if I were to see that too. Like, it would be very hard for me to be like, y'all are, like, one of them's different. Like, I would really see them all as, like, y'all are all the same.
Oh, yeah. It was like that for me for years. Mm-hmm. And like I said, even when me and Rob dated, like, it took me a while to even, like, trust that he was different. Oh. It was, yeah, dude. It's so hard because I'm like, I never want Robbie to, like, I always tell Rob, if me and him split, God forbid, never that happen. But if it happens or whatever, like,
yeah, it happens to the best couples.
I want us to have a
healthy
co-parenting, because I never want Robbie.
Do you want a tissue?
I never want Robbie to, like, hate men or women. And I never, if we were to split, I would never want Robbie to know why. Whoever it was in the wrong. Because that really, like, man, I never understood when, like, my cousins, my uncle cheated on my aunt. See, like, all the men around me just were not the best. And he told my cousin, we were in the car, and he said, if me and your mom get a divorce, who are you going to live with? Why would you tell a child that? Why would you tell a child to pick their mom or their dad?
That's crazy.
And now that I have Robbie, like, I would never want to put that trauma or decision on my child.
And they know, because, like, when me and Henry are, like, thankfully, like, I feel like mine and Henry's relationship, I mean, we're going on 5 years of being married, But I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, marriage is so easy. It's not. It's, like, super, super hard. And, like, the first couple of years, like, the first 2 years are the hardest in the way I've lived with Henry, are the hardest years, because you can know a person, but, like, living with them and, like, seeing, like, everything that they do, like, how they shower, how they, like, brush their teeth, like, everything. The
restroom stinks, like, after they leave.
Yes, like, it's like I never cleaned pee off the sides of the toilets, because I always lived with girls, like, and I was like, what is this shit? But, like, it is hard. Like, the marriage is hard, and, like, thankfully, like, my land was either, like, a baby during those years, or, like we don't fight in front of her. Yeah. And anytime we're, like, disagreeing, even when we're disagreeing, like, my land will be like, can you go tell babe that you're sorry? Or, like, can you tell mommy that you're sorry? And I'm like, man, she sees that. Like, and we weren't even, like, fighting like that. Like, it was just, like, a disagreement. And, like, we were talking about something. No. And, like, and that's why, like, now we're, like, more careful, like, to just not even do anything around her if it's going to, like, involve us disagreeing. Because she sees that. And I'm like, I don't want that, like, to cause trauma for her, Like, I was like, I want her to be able to, like, be like the way I am with my parents, like, married so many years, and, like, be able to trust that relationships do work out at the end. Yeah,
Robbie has seen us disagree, and, like, he's like, okay, stop, everybody just stop talking.
Yeah, like that.
Everybody just stop. Let's take 5 minutes. That's what he says. Let's take 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. And I'm like, oh, fuck. But there's times that when me and Rob are joking around, and he's like, we'll tell him, like, no, baby, we're playing. And he's like, no, like, I don't know. And I'm just like, Rob, have we argued in front of this kid for him to, like, be traumatized?
Like, you don't have to. Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, even us, that we don't do it in front of my land, like, we're arguing about something or disagreeing about something, and, like, if she sees that, like she's the same way. Like, she's like, no, say you're sorry right now. Like, she's like, I don't want you to, like, leave, or, like, I don't want you to, like, and it's hard. Like, it's hard being married. And I don't have trauma, like, of daddy issues, but I did have trauma from past relationships and not being able to trust Henry fully because of being let down before. And I was, like, let down, like, by 2 people that I really thought. My high school sweetheart, like, everybody, like, legit thought that we were gonna get married. And then, like, my toxic relationship, like, it was just, like, he painted this picture of who he was, and then come to find out that person never existed. And so it was like, I don't even think it was that I saw myself marrying him. It was just like I was holding on to this idea of the person
he could be,
that he portrayed to be, and that, like, person never existed. And so I was like, no, that person has to come back. And then, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, I wasn't at fault for some of those problems, you know, because I could have, I was like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was like, you're not going to fuck me over. Like, I'm going to fuck you over too. But I do feel like I thought that this person was like with my high school sweetheart, I thought that this was the person I was supposed to marry.
Yeah.
You know? And then, like, with this toxic relationship, like, it was like, I thought that there was a person in there that just never existed. And I feel like that fucked with me more than anything. And so whenever it was like, I did have other boyfriends, like, you know, that like I dated for like a month or 2 months. And I would straight up tell them, I was like, look, we can date, but I'm going to like let you know right now, I'm never going to fall in love with you. Because I have like all this trauma. Like I'm never going to fully allow myself to like love you in that way. And it would always happen. Like, I'd be like, dude, I have to let you go because I'm going to harm you like in the long run. Like, you're being really good to me, but I just can't, like, I couldn't let that other thing go. And so I had trauma from that. And, like, whenever I started dating Henry, even then I was like, man, this is too good to be true. And so I feel like whenever we had that episode with Yasmin, and she was like, you're not allowing yourself to be loved or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, because every time, like, I would, like, with Henry, like, it was like, because I was hurt so much that I was like, man, like, he's going to fuck something up. And then it's like, I'm going to have him, like, up here. Mm-hmm. And, like, if he were to devastate me, like, I really would never fucking trust anybody ever again, you know? And I just was so scared of, like, that thing. And, like, whenever Yasmin said that, I was like, man, like, I do that. Like, I do ruin it before, like,
it gets better.
It gets better. And so ever since then, I'm like, for what, dude? Like, I mean, you've been with him how many years, like, you know? Yeah. And then I kind of was also like, I can't allow, like, past trauma, like, just continue to ruin, like, my happiness.
Yeah, but it's hard.
It's so hard.
It's so hard.
Especially, like, with social media, dude. Like, people do not respect marriages.
I mean, that too, but I mean, before there was social media, I mean, look
everybody's
at all
always cheated.
Yeah, like, all the Theos and grandpas, like, all of them. Like,
okay, like, with social media, I was like, this happened to me like last week. I think when I went to the gym three times last week. Mm-hmm. And this guy was following me, and I can't see, like, sorry, every time somebody follows me, since my Instagram's public now, like, I don't, like, I see it, but like, I don't pay attention, you know, unless it's like a weird page, and then I'm like, oh, like, block. Well, this guy apparently was following me. I don't even know who he was. And Henry, like, I told Henry about it, right? And so I had a message in my requests, because it's private, but I don't let just anybody. It's public, but only my friends can send me messages.
Okay.
So if it's like a weirdo, like, it goes to the request or whatever. So he slid up on one of my gym posts, and he was like, damn, you already have a really nice, like, lower body. Like,
shut up.
Yes. He was like, I can only imagine what you're going to look like by going to the gym. And then I was like, okay, if you're fucking seeing my stories, you could fucking clearly see that I just went to the rodeo with my husband.
Yeah.
Like, 100% you saw that shit. You know that I'm married. My bio says wife and mom. You can see the pictures on my profile.
Yeah.
Why would you fucking think that I'm going to reply to that shit? Why?
Because some girls will.
Exactly. Because some girls will.
Some girls
will.
So
I was like, I saw that, and it, like, you know how it says block, request, or block, accept, or delete, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, not even gonna block, request, or delete it, because I want Henry to, like, I don't want it to come back to Henry, because you fucking never know, dude. Like, people are crazy. And so I waited, you know, till we got off work, and then I was driving home from my mom's, and he called me like, hey, I'm off work. And I was like, okay, like, now I can tell you something. And so, like, I told him, and then he was like, and I was like, no, like, and I'm going to show you so you can see that the message is still there, like, sitting on requests. Like, it's not, I have not accepted it, like, nothing. And I was like, and so you can see that I don't follow this person too. And and then we started talking about something else. And then I got home, and he was like, show me your phone. I was like, dude. Like,
right away.
Right away. And so, like, I showed him, and he was like, who the fuck is this? And I could only find my cousin's husband's liquor store that he followed. And I was like, that's the only thing I see. I was like, and I see that he's from, like, Humble, because his bio said Humble or something like that. And then I was like, I just see that this, like, my cousin's liquor store, like, follows him. And then he was like, who is it? And I was like, I have no idea, babe. Like, I don't know who it is. And he was like he's like, well, block it. Just block it. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm gonna block it. I was like, but I just wanted to show you, you know?
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
And then, and I was like, I feel like, like you said, like, there's girls that would have replied.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's why, like, people do, like, they test you.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, like,
to see if you're gonna reply.
Anybody can reply.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like I'm sinking in, dude.
My waist is hurting too.
Adjusting. So sorry, I had to burp. And
then, dude, like, that to me is like rude.
It's rude, but some people don't care.
Like, disrespectful.
Yeah, some people don't care though.
They don't care. And then Henry was like, you see, like, guys don't care that you're married. I was like, and girls do?
Girls don't care either.
I was like, and to me, like, as a woman, like, you ain't shit, dude. Like, you really ain't shit if you message a married man. Oh, like, if you're the one making the moves, trying to get with a married man. Or even if this married man is, like, trying to holler at you and you know that he's married and you still, like, le sigues la corriente, and you're like, oh, well, what do they say? Like they try to defend themselves.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, by saying, like...
¿Se hacen tontas?
No, like, they kind of say, like, oh, well, he shouldn't have been messaging me or whatever. Like...
Oh...
You know, like, what I mean?
Blaming them. But I mean, you still know.
Exactly.
Like, so you are taking part in...
Because you could easily ignore it.
Yeah, you could be like, chill. Or show his wife.
Yeah. Literally, show his wife. You could easily ignore it.
Or I've seen a lot where men are hitting up girls and they just had a baby with, like, somebody.
Oh, my God. You know, I was listening to Jazzy Fit's podcast today, and they were talking about fumbling the coochie, like when guys fumble the coochie. And this girl was like, this guy was talking to me, and I saw him on somebody else's Instagram stories at his baby shower opening presents. And then they were like, oh, he fumbled the coochie.
Wow. Yeah. No, that does happen, though. It happens. I know. It literally happens, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I've seen guys reach out to, like, some of my friends and stuff, and I'm just like, I know, like, doesn't he have a baby, or didn't he just have a baby? And they're literally, like, yeah. And my friends usually, like, just block.
Yeah, well, one of my friends too, she was not talking, but, like, hooking up with this guy. Turns out he was having a baby with somebody else. And I was like, God forbid, like, that would have been you too, dude. You know, like, what it, like... Sucks.
Men ain't shit.
I'm just kidding. Ain't shit. Except our men.
But like, going back...
You know how they say, like... bitches be like, you can't rely on no man. No, honey, you can't rely on your man because mine comes through.
No, but I do love those TikToks where they're like, what's that SZA song where men ain't shit? It's talking about men ain't shit, and it's like singing this song knowing that I have a healthy relationship. Man,
whenever new songs come out, I'm like, babe, break my heart for a little bit, just like 2 minutes.
So I can relate to it real big time. Yeah.
So I can really cry.
Yeah.
While I'm singing the song.
Literally. But going back to, like, daddy issues, I do feel like I did have them growing up big time. But I also feel like I have mommy issues. Even though my mom was there and wasn't, like, I do have mom issues too. I have parent issues, period.
Yeah.
I want to go. So the next question is therapy. Like, I really do want to go to therapy. Like, I want, because they tell you, like, they dissect, like, inside of you that you didn't even know you were still holding on to.
But why haven't you, like...
I'm just too lazy to like, look up a doctor and stuff.
Amiga, that is never a reason.
I know. Probably I'm scared, too, to, like...
know the truth?
Not just the truth. It's like, I do... So I have gone through stuff in my life where I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that, like, with somebody else. Because I feel like I've let it go. Because I am a big believer on what has happened to me in my life. God allowed all that to happen to me to make me the person I am, because I could be bitter. I could be angry at the world. I could hate people. I could be depressed. I could just, like, allow myself to soak in that anger, but I choose not to, because for what? Like, life still goes on.
Yeah.
Life literally still goes on, you know? trigger warning, but I mean, I was abused when I was little too, like sexually abused. I was sexually abused. My mom went to jail a couple times where I had to take care of my siblings. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like just me, like for a couple days. It was just like a warrant or something, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing big.
And no más.
No más and worries. Yeah. If Saturday, Sunday, she's back Monday, okay? Not me taking care of my siblings.
Not us laughing at your trauma.
Yeah, literally. But that's the thing. Like, and I'm like, for me, I feel like I'm okay with it now. But it's like, man, I'm scared to probably go to a therapist and then be like, oh no, you're not okay with it, actually.
Yeah. But I feel like until you do, like, allow yourself to be like, it's okay to not be okay about it.
But that goes back to my mom, like, or people telling me that I was a crybaby.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I don't want to.
But until you like are like, it's okay to not be okay about it. Like, and I feel like that's what a therapist would like help you.
Yeah.
You know, like until then, like that's when you'll fully be able to like let it out and like fully let it go. Yeah. Or like fully like be able to learn things. You know, like they teach you things. They teach you how to deal with it and like what to train your mind, basically. You know, to do it. I believe in therapy. I do. I feel like it helps people. No. I've never done therapy. And then like I was talking to Evelyn about this from Evelyn from This and Much More. And she was like telling me about how she used to cry a lot too, you know? Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, you know, like I always say like I don't think I need therapy. I was like, but maybe that could help me with like being able to be more in control of my emotions.
But I feel like everybody could use therapy in a way.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
See, and that's like my thing. Like, okay, like Kim Kardashian, right? Like a lot of people don't like the Kardashians, but like she's one of the ones that's like, I don't know, I just don't feel like therapy would really help me because I have such a strong mind. Like I'm very strong minded. And I was like, and that's how I feel. Like, because I feel like regardless of like the situation that I'm going through or like that I'll be going through, I know how to take myself out of it and view it from like a third person and be like, okay, no, like that's mal. Like, I can tell myself, like, dude, like, you're wrong on this part. And I can be like, okay, like, you need to apologize. Or you need to do this. But I do feel like I think very, like, realistically. And I don't think, like, very, like with my emotions. Like, I do sometimes, like, let my emotions get the best of me. Mm-hmm. You know, like, when I'm mad.
Like
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have learned to just be like, you know what? Like, instead of doing what you were going to do, like, try to find, like desviate.
When I say I feel like maybe everybody, what I mean is, like, somebody to talk to that won't be biased.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I can talk about, like, problems that I have and, like, be able to be, like, a third person on you.
Yeah, but then, like, that's kind of crazy, no? Like, oh, I'm like you're seeing yourself and you're like, oh, I'm right.
No, but I tell myself when I'm wrong. Like, I can tell myself I'm wrong.
When? I've never seen you tell yourself you're wrong, Anahy.
Yeah, I feel like I have.
When?
Like, I feel like it's because I feel like, okay, like, I know what you're thinking about.
No, there's other things too. Like, I feel like I've never heard you say you're wrong.
But I don't feel like some of those situations I am wrong.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I don't feel like I'm ever wrong. That's what I said.
No, in some of the situations.
Okay, Cam.
No, I mean, there's times where I am wrong. And, like, I'll accept that. Like, I'll be like, yeah, like, I'm wrong. But I don't feel like... I feel like I just think very with this, and I don't think with this.
I mean, I think with my mind, too.
But I feel like you're more forgiving than me.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't feel... Like, I feel like you can forgive somebody... and, like, not forget, but you can still forgive them. And, like, you feel like if you're not forgetting, then you're not forgiving.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Because to me, it's like...
Because, I mean, I remember everything my mom's done to me.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can never forget.
Yeah. Like, I remember everything my mom does to me, but she's my mom.
But you're more like...
Like, I would never want my mom to die and never speak to her for years. Oh,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I feel like you're more forgiving. Like, you're more like... you're able to move on from a situation.
Yes.
Yeah. And to me, it's like, I feel like I can forgive. I'm obviously not going to forget, But for me, moving on is like, it's okay if I don't have you in my life anymore. Like, I can still wish you the best from afar and like not like have to like no hate or nothing. Like, just I wish you the best and not have to have you in my life in order for me to feel like I forgave you.
Yeah, but I think on when they were talking on Entre Nos, like when you forgive someone, I feel like you don't say ugly things about them.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can be like, okay, I wish you the best.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But like truly wish them the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, no, I feel like you can't forgive and forget is not a real thing. I mean, if someone hurt you, it's never going to leave.
Yeah.
How are you just going to wipe that off your mind?
I don't feel like it takes a while for you to be able to like truly forgive. For me. Like, it does take like a while. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's took me a while to forgive, but like for real, like real
that's
hurt.
what I'm
like
saying.
My
like,
mom, it took me a long time to forgive my mom.
Like there's been certain situations where I am like I'm still bitter about something. But if I can like see that person and like really like not feel like that rancor, like that's when I know I'm like, okay, like I'm over it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. Or like if you can cry. Well, my mom's told me this and I kind of believe it. When you can cry about it, I mean, you could talk about a situation that hurt you really bad and not cry about it.
Yeah. Like but I don't know, because then it just comes back to like, you can literally talk about things that happened to you like years ago. And like, if you put yourself back into that same situation and like you start, like you can literally feel what you were feeling during that time.
See, I don't feel like that. I feel like once I healed from it, like it doesn't hurt. But I feel like
okay, like running into an old best friend. Like, you can run into that old best friend and like when you feel like yeah, no, you don't feel that, you know, like you don't feel it in your heart, like, oh my God, like that person. Mm-hmm. Like when like you can run into people and like ya cuando no sientes, it's like, oh, okay, like I'm healed. I'm healed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it takes me a while to get there.
No, but I was saying about the crying. Like, I feel like for me, if I don't cry about it no more, like that means I've healed from it.
Yeah.
Because I can talk about like what happened to me when I was little, abused, and I won't cry about it.
See, that to me is wild. Because I feel like I would cry about it.
And I feel like because I have healed and I have accepted it.
Yeah.
Like what has happened to me and that it made me the person I am today. Maybe too because I've had an encounter with God, or like I have faith. I'm not sure what it is, but I do know that I'm just a big believer on that everything that has happened to me made me the person I am today.
Yeah, turned you into who you were.
And I like who I am today. I don't hate who I am today. I want to be better, but I like who I am today.
Yeah.
And for the longest, like I hated when people would tell me I'm too nice. Like it would hurt my feelings when people would tell me that in high school.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, so?
Yeah.
Like that's who I am.
You've accepted it.
And that's it has its cons, but it has its pros
too. Yeah.
Like I mean,
I tagged you on that thing.
Yeah. I love who I am, and I think God made me this way because God made me this way to love on people, and I've accepted like how I told you that friends come in seasons. Yeah. Like that was really hard for me. That hurt me a lot, and I would cry when friends would leave because I would attach myself to relationships because growing up, like
yeah,
I didn't.
And also like it sucks, dude. Like when you're giving like 110% into a friendship and like you're not receiving that back, like it does suck.
Yeah, but I've also like I see things from, you know how you say from a third perspective. Well, I see them that way, but I see them more like correlated to the Bible too.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah. Like that's how I see them, so they don't affect me as much. Like when me and Rob have debates and stuff, and I'm like, but the Bible says and Rob's like, but, and I'm like, well, you don't know the Bible. I do. And that's like, you don't correlate it the way I do.
Yeah. No.
And that's just like what I believe and what I go by. And then I'm not saying like it's wrong for everybody else, but that's why like, I feel like for me, I've gotten through a lot because the word of God. And that's why I thank my grandma for giving me that and leaving that, instilling it in me, because if I didn't have faith, like, I don't know where I'd be.
Yeah. But I do feel like having you as a friend, like every day, like I learn something new, you know, like in regards to faith or like in regards to like forgiving or just being like, okay, like, you know what, like Giselle's right. Like, okay, like the last time we texted about like, you know, and I was like, man, she's right. I was like I just need to let it go. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I have. Like, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm going to let it go. Like, you know, like, yeah, like that. Like, it's like, it is what it is. Like, I can't go back and be like, change anything that I did differently or that I
wish you could have done.
Yeah, I wish I could have done differently. And it's like, I'm just going to let it go. And it is what it is. And I'm not going to like say any more mean things. Or like just be like a hater. Be like, man, fuck you. You know?
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, you know what? Like I really do wish you the best.
It's like, God bless you. Like, as much as that hard is to say, as hard as it is to say, like that is a big thing for me. And I do correlate a lot to, but like I was saying, like people come in seasons. Like I feel like God, I've had that encounter with God to know that God put this person in my life so I could put a little bit of God in them or teach them what God has taught me or my life has taught me. To tell them. And I can say that every one of my friends that I've had in my life have always told me, like, because of you, I know a little bit more about God. Or because of you, like, I see gracefully. I'm more humble. I'm more forgiving. I love more. Like, because of you, I'm more in touch with my emotions. Like, I never was. Like, I was always, like, I had a lot of friends who really held on to grudges, like, that. Like, no. I've had friends who like hold on to grudges bad. And I was like, girl.
I mean, I feel like when I was
drown in that.
Yeah, literally. When I was younger, like I was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I was like in high school and stuff, or like even after I graduated high school, like I was literally like that. Like I was like, no, like fuck that person. Like I would never wish them bad.
Okay.
Like that is one thing. Like I was never like, oh, I fucking hope this shit. Or
no, I've had friends that say like
I
mean
won't.
things like that.
Yeah, I'll never wish anything bad upon somebody because my mom's always taught me like escupe para arriba y se te devuelve.
Yeah.
You know, like my mom has always taught me that. So like for me, it's like but I would hold on to grudges. Mm-hmm. But now that like I mean, I've seen it through you, you know, like I feel like I have grown spiritually, like my relationship with God and stuff, and also with Jessica. With just Meow Meow,
dude.
Like her truck thing, like her recent post about her truck. I was just like, man, like I literally like I see God through her.
Yes.
And I'm like, and I love it. Like I love seeing it. Like I love seeing her like thrive on it. And it's like, I mean, we've mentioned on podcasts, like on episodes before, you know, like just because you're close to God does not mean that you think you're perfect. No. Like we all make mistakes. Like I know one big thing for me is like I cuss a lot. And like I'm like, oh man, like I should not have cussed that much. Like, you know? Yeah. And I do. And then I'm like, man, I really need to work on it. Y luego se me sale and then I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry, Jesus. Like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, but I do feel like having her when she came on the podcast, like that's when I started reading my Bible more.
Girl. Yeah. If you came to a Bible study one day, you'd be
no,
like...
and I want to, yeah.
You'd be like, oi, no. What did I get myself into?
No, but I do feel like, you know, like I see it now. Yeah. More.
I love Jessica. I love, dude, we can like have cafecito and just be talking about the word of God all the time.
Yeah. And I love that. Like, I love hearing her talk about God and stuff. Like, I liked when she used to do her live. It's beautiful
to see how she's passionate about it. But just as anybody else, if they're passionate about their podcast, their children, being a mother, a stay-at-home mom, having your own business, like
it's beautiful
cooking,
to see.
Like your passion is beautiful. And Jessica's and other women out there or people, it's God and having faith.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful too, to like be authentically passionate about something and not allow others to hinder it.
Yeah. Like even like at work, like I think it was yesterday, one of my coworkers was like, oh my God, I'm so freaking tired of these stupid customers in the emails. Like, they're so dumb. And I was like, literally, and you're only on your third day of emails. Because we'd be doing emails and phone calls for like a month straight. Yeah. And so we're just like, hello, answering emails. And like, that's what you do for a whole month. And then I'm like, literally, dude, like, and they laughed. But I was like, I'm being serious. I was like I literally pray on my way to work. And I'm like, God, like, please. Because yo sé que tengo fuerte carácter, you know? Like, I know that, like, when I talk, like, my tone of voice comes off as mean, but it's just, like, that's just my tone of voice. Yeah. You know? And, like, I'm not trying to be mean, but when I do get frustrated, like, I can't hide it. Like, I cannot hide it. And I'm like, oh, like, I literally pray to God. And I told them, I was like, I pray to God in the mornings. And I'm like, Jesus, please, like, give me patience, like, with these people. Like, let me be nice to them, like, the way you would be nice to them. And then, like, sometimes I am like, I'll answer a phone call and I'm like, Jesus, please help me. And, like, I try to be nice to them. And then, they just get on my nerves. And I'm like, oh, like, why can't I, Like,
we're human.
Yeah, because we're human. Exactly. But I told them, I was like, I do pray in the morning, like, Jesus, please give me patience to deal with these customers. And they laughed. And I was like, man, I'm being serious. Like, I really do ask him for patience. I'm like, please, like, let me have a good day at work. Like, let me not get frustrated with the customers. Like, I really don't want to. Like, I don't want to be ugly to them, But I want to be more understanding to them. But it's like, how stupid can you be?
No, but it's true. Like, some days where I'm just like, I don't want to work. Like, I don't, and I'm like, stop it, Gisele. Like, thank you, God, for this job. Thank you for my check.
Thank you for allowing me to pay my bills.
Yeah, because I don't have a degree and I haven't finished school yet, and I've made my way up, and I really give that to God, because I feel like God has put me in places to elevate, and I don't think I'd be where I'm at without Him.
Oh no,
like,
I don't think any of us would be.
And you know what? Anyway. Like, now that we're talking about childhood, I just told Rob this the other day. I was like, you know what? My mom made a joke one time when I was little, and this resonated with me, and it hurt me so bad. She told me, like, oh, Gisele's, I don't know what they were talking about. I was little, right? But all I remember saying that I was dumb and I was going to be like a grocery store. Like, I work at a grocery store when I'm older.
Oh my gosh.
And I feel like, see, this is why I didn't go to therapy, because that came up out of nowhere in my head the other day. And I feel like I do have that I'm gonna show you mentality to my mom sometimes. Yeah. And I don't want to feel like that. Like, I want to be able to forgive her for saying that, because I have forgave her in a lot, but I didn't know I was still holding on to that.
Yeah.
I didn't. And then, like, that came up the other day randomly, and I told Rob, and I said, wow, like, I never thought of it that, like, that still, that did hurt my feelings.
Of course.
And now it's like, look at me now. Like, I work for a corporate HR. I'm a lead. I'm on salary. Like, and you said I was going to work at a grocery store. And this is not to be ugly, because I love my brother, but she was like, yeah, Gisele's so dumb. She's going to work at a grocery store, and Eric's probably going to be like a doctor, scientist. And, like, my brother works at a grocery store.
You see?
And I'm like, look, but I want to, like, I need to tell her this, because I'm like, look what you've spoken to existence that now happened to us.
Yes.
And now look at what we're dealing with now.
Yeah. Remember when I told you, like, what is it? You reap what you sow? Yeah. Like, I've seen that all my life. My mom would always tell me that, like, you reap what you sow.
You do reap what you sow.
Yeah. That's how I see it now.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because I pray on it, dude. Like, I'm like, Jesus, like, why are you making me go through this right now?
Dude, I'm telling you, everything that just, like, well, for me, like, when I think about stuff then and now, I'm like, it's crazy.
I know. That could be a whole other episode, though.
Yeah. But I did see on TikTok that this girl put, like, your therapist said, imagine you going to, like, your childhood bedroom. And I imagined it, right? It was a 2-bedroom apartment, and, like, straight down the hall was, like, just me and my 2 brothers' room. And it's like, lay down in that bed, and like I'm gonna cry. See, this I will cry, but like, this I will cry. Like, Holly. But
everybody talks shit to me, but you know what? I'm just a crybaby, guys. I'm sorry.
No, you're in tune with your emotions. That's good. I need to be. It's like, go to your room, lay on your bed, your childhood bed, look up, close your eyes, and then, like, what would you tell your younger self now, back then? And then, like, I closed my eyes, I did it, and then I was like, fuck. Like, I would tell myself so much. Like, it's gonna be, like, one thing I would say is, like, it's gonna be okay. Like, it's gonna be okay, Gisele. Like, you're good. Like, I promise you'll be good. Like, if you can see yourself now, like, you have an amazing husband. Your kid fucking loves you so much. Like, Robbie is, like, when I see Robbie look at me, he's so proud of me. I'm like, dude, I'm doing something right. But, and then it said, like, and at the end of the TikTok, it says, like, you are the adult you needed when you were little. And I was like,
oh, I've seen that TikTok.
And I was like, I am the adult I needed when I was little. And I was like, wow, like, Therapy, really? So I do need to go to therapy. It was a therapist who did it too, and I was like, "Wow, therapy really works."
I'm literally, my eyes are watering. My contacts are fogging up. Every time I talk about my contacts,
where are they? You're my therapist
right now. Every time I talk about my contacts, I always remember. Have you ever seen Bride Wars? This
yes.
Topic, where she's like, "You see this? Focus." Yes. She's like, "Well, and contacts, but focus."
Yes,
that's me.
I love that movie.
Oh my god, me too. It's one of my favorites.
I fucking love that movie.
I love Bride Wars.
But in theory, yeah, we should try. I should try therapy. But I think for everybody, I
feel like therapy could have helped me, like when I was going through everything.
Your breakups.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, for sure,
100%. Like it would have helped me so much. But what did help me through my breakups was God.
Yeah,
like I remember I would go to church, dude. And, like, I would go to church Wednesdays, Fridays, like, just, like, with my cousin, like, just to go, like, you know, hear, like, the word of God. And, like, Sundays. And then, like, during that time is, like, when I was finally, like, able to remove that from my life.
Like, help from it, yeah. Yeah,
and every time I would go to church, like, everything they would say, like, I'd be like, oh, my God, like, God is talking to me. It was, like, he knew I needed to hear this. And that's what made me finally be like, you know what? Like, I'm not going back. Like, I'm not going back because it's not benefiting me. It's not benefiting the person. Like, we're not benefiting from each other. And, and then, like, I did tell God, I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to date anybody else until it's the person that you know I'm going to marry.
And then Henry.
And then I met Henry.
How many years later? Or was it a year?
It was like, no, girl. Man, that's a whole other topic. I actually wanted to do a video, a podcast on my journey to finally finding Henry, love. You know, love.
The Bachelor.
Yeah, literally. Because it was like, so me and like that person, like we cut ties, like let's say like January. I didn't hear from this person for like 2 or 3 months. And then I found out that he was dating somebody else. Mm-hmm. And that's what, like, really tore me down. Because, like, this person, he would, like, take out with his friends and stuff. And, like, to me, like, I was never, like, worthy of that. Yeah. But he would also, like, and then when I would try to move on from him, like, he would, like, ruin it for me. And so it was, like, 2 months after that. And then when I found that out, dude, like, but one thing about me is, like, yo jamás, like, le ruego a alguien. I could be freaking on the floor crying, and I will not look for you.
Yeah.
Because my mom would always tell me, una mujer nunca busca un hombre. Like, they should be the ones that want to be with you. And if they want to leave you, then, like, let them leave you. Mm-hmm. And she was like, because that means that God has you someone better. And she would always send me that man, I'm gonna cry because of Henry, you know. She would always send me that picture of God wanting to take away the little bear from the girl to give her the bigger bear.
Oh, okay.
And she didn't want to let it go, and like that was me.
Yeah.
And
you literally got a big bear.
Yeah, literally. My husband's 6'3". But no. So then, he was basically with this other person, but he would tell me that they weren't together. Exactly. And then, so it was like, I found out like 2 or 3 months later, dude, and I was like devastated.
Yeah.
Like devastated, 100%. And like, I would go to work and I'd make my jokes and everything, you know, and I'd go home and I'd fucking cry in the shower. But I never let anybody see me cry. Never. Like, I never let anybody see me cry. Except that day that I did find out. And one of my friends was like, do you need me to bring you an elote? I'm at mi tienda. And so she went to my house and like brought me an elote.
Yeah.
And then, so I that's when I was like, you know what? Like, I need to get over this person, you know, like I need to let this go. And like, I feel like this is like God calling me. So like, I started going to church more. And then I actually met a guy who was like really Catholic, and we would even go to like Christian churches on Sundays and stuff just to like something different, you know, and like you do understand it more at a Christian church. And he was like a very nice person, but we just didn't have like
connection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I do feel like God put him in my life because he was very sweet to me. Like, he would take me flowers to work, and like, dude, we never kissed.
Really?
Like, never held hands or anything. Yeah. Like, He would take me flowers to work. He did a lot of like cute little detalles like that he would do with me if I had a long day. Like I remember one time I had a long day and he took me like tacos to my job. He was waiting outside like with tacos like and a flower. And so he would do these things, but I just didn't like, I didn't have that like, you know, like you still want to love the person or like be attracted to them. And it was more like a friend thing. And then after that, so that was like around August. That's crazy, dude. So that was around August. It was the summer, July, August. And then it was my birthday. I had turned 23 that year. No, I had turned 24 that year. And then me and my cousin went to the valley. Me and my cousin Marisol. And then this toxic person showed up to the valley. Oh. Remember? Yeah. And then...
y'all hadn't seen each other that whole time.
I hadn't. Like, we had, but, like, I think it had... From that point, it had been, like, maybe 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And then we, like... We saw each other there. And, like, I remember... And that's when I knew...
You were over him.
I was over him. Because I remember seeing him, and I was just, like annoyed. And, like, disgusted. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, once these people start like, oh, like hasta tú misma, you're like, ugh, like you know. I was like, that's how you know it's over. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want to be with this person. Like they don't bring the best version out of me, and I felt like I had to like
You already knew the best version of you, and him just
no, and like I felt like I couldn't be myself with him.
Yeah,
like I had to like tone it down because he didn't like that. He didn't like that. I was like. I was very like, and okay, like I'm not saying like, oh, I'm a badass time, but like I'm a very like center of attention person. I mean, you know that. Like that's just how I am.
Like he would tell you to tone it down.
Yeah, basically, because he liked being center of attention.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, and so basically, oh, like girls don't drink beer, that type of guy. Yeah.
So what would you drink?
I'll still drink beer. I don't give a fuck. And. I remember, that's what I'm saying, we were both very toxic for each other. I remember, like, going to clubs and, like, getting up on the stage and everything, and his friends would tell him, and he'd be like, you think that that's cute? Yeah. Yeah, actually, I do think it's very cute. No, so, yeah, so that was, like, the first week of August, and then after that, like, I was just like, I don't want to be with this person. Like, I just don't. So I just like he actually ended up leaving back to Houston with his family, and I left with my family. Like we didn't leave back together. And then we sent like he sent me a text message, and then I just sent him one last long text message. And I was like, and that was the first time I had ever cut things off with him peacefully. Like I was like, I don't wish you anything. I really don't remember everything, but I do remember I was like, I don't wish you anything bad. I understand that you were put in my life for me to mature. I was like, because I did grow a lot, like, through this relationship, whatever it was. I was like, and I really don't wish you anything bad. I was like, but I really do feel like we are not meant for one another. And, like, te deseo lo mejor en la vida. But, like, please leave me alone. I was like, please, like, do not ever look for me again. Don't ever try to ruin another one of my relationships. Like, just leave me alone, you know? And I was like, y te lo estoy diciendo, like, bien. Like, no te lo estoy diciendo mal. And I blocked him, and that was that. I've never talked to him ever since then.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then this is how quickly I met Henry after that. I had already been going to church for like months, right? Yeah. And then, so that was like the first week of August, and then Harvey hit Labor Day weekend, right? Or like the week before Labor Day weekend. And then Henry texted me Labor Day. No, he didn't text me. He Facebook messaged me.
Oh, okay.
And then we started talking, and then we started dating.
Oh, yeah, because we talked about it.
Yeah, we started dating September 26th, and then that's it. We've been together ever since. Girl. I know. Jesus was really like, oh, you settle it down, girl.
We're not doing this again.
Literally. I was like, thank you, God. I don't want to deal with another heartbreak.
I don't want to do it again either, God.
Oh, my God. Like, I see Edie dealing with stuff, and I'm just like, dude, I'm so happy. Like, yeah, I could never, deal with all this shit that's like going on now.
But then, well, I'm glad we have good men, because I do see other girls dealing with like, shit, husbands or baby daddies.
100%. Like, but don't you feel like porque todo lo que sufriste is like when you were a kid, like you deserve that. You deserve the husband that you have. Not that other people don't deserve it. You know, like everybody deserves a good husband. but it's kind of like
I'm sinking more and more.
Okay, like Noah's Ark, you know, like how it was like all this rain and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rainbow came, and like God promised to, like, you know.
I don't feel like my rainbow's there yet.
You don't think so?
No.
What do you feel like?
Because I do feel like I still have more healing to do.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once I feel like I'll always have healing to do because I did have like
A lot of trauma.
one day I'll give my full story, but I did have a lot of trauma growing up. And I feel like a lot of healing still needs to happen in me.
Yeah. And I feel like I got my
Because when
my
I
rainbow.
get drunk, sometimes I cry about it.
Oh no, amiga. I just talked about the drunk people. I was like, you're either a fun drunk, a fighter drunk, or the crier.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm fun. But sometimes, like,
Yeah,
when I get, like, super drunk, I get in my feeling. If I get in my feelings, like, okay, so last week when I went to a daiquiri spot, well, I got, like, pretty plastered.
Turned up.
I should not.
I've been watching Jersey Shore. Turned up, yeah. Party, yeah.
And, are you okay?
Yeah, okay.
Party foul. Podcast foul. Well, ended after this, but after I got home, I didn't know my brother was gonna be there from Austin, and Kevin was there, and I was like, Kevin. I was like, who's on the couch? And my brother was like, it's me, and I was like, what? And my brother's going to I don't know what he's going to. I forgot. He's leaving for some type of Army, National Guard. I don't remember. Okay. And then I was like, man, remember when we would sleep together? Remember when me, you, and Eric would just sleep together and hold each other? We literally had, in one room, we had a twin bed and then a bunk bed. Yeah. And on the bottom of the bunk bed, the bed was a full size. I don't remember. Me and my two brothers would sleep on that little bunk bed and like hold each other. Aww. How fucking sad is that? And I don't remember when we literally cried with each other in each other's arms. I think it's when my brother came out that he was abused too when he was little. Mm-hmm. I think that's when we slept together and like he was crying, so we went and we held him. Me and Kevin, like Kevin came down from the bunk bed and I came from my twin bed, and like we were just holding my brother and like we just cried with him. And like we just held each other. And then I thought, like, when I was like, remember when we would just hold each other? And then I just fucking started crying hard. Oh yeah. And Kevin was like, you're drunk. I was like, I'm so drunk. I was like, I'm super drunk. And then I FaceTime my brother Eric, and he's at the gym. He's like, why are you crying? I'm like, I'm drunk. Remember when we used to? And he's like, oh my God. And I was like, that was so sad. He's like, I know. Like, it was so fucking sad. We need help. And Eric was like, we do need help. So I
need to go to a family therapy session.
My brother was like, I'm actually really proud of him. He actually signed up back for school, and he is looking at going into therapy too. And we're on our way to healing. It just takes time.
It's going to take time.
Yeah, but
especially like being comfortable, like you said, enough to talk about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I say, like, I do feel like in therapy would probably help me, because I will say, like, I do believe in that God brought me through things for a reason, but I don't think I've actually healed from, like, a lot of it. Yeah. Because when I do talk about, like, certain things, I do cry. Or when I get drunk, I cry. Yeah. Sometimes, not all the time.
I just can't, like, okay, that's different, you know? Like, you cried when you were home.
Yeah.
You know, like, when you, or, like, I mean, or, like, after the fact of everybody already having a good time. Like, I know people who, like,
cry in the club.
Yes. I can't deal with you. I'm here to have a good time.
On my birthday, I cried.
Good time? Yeah.
You don't remember?
You cried?
Oh, yeah, we're gone already. Yeah, my friend Vicky showed up, and our friend had just passed away.
Oh, no.
And she showed up, and I, like, saw her, and I just started, like, tearing up. And I was like, Mark. And then we just started crying. She was like...
Yeah, but that's different.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We started.
It's not like I'm 3 shots in, I'm gonna start crying.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I saw her, like, and I just thought about it.
Henry's a fighter.
Really? I can see it.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's quiet, right? But if he gets fucked up, like, he's a fighter.
No, dude. Rob's a fucking.
Oh, it's so annoying.
What are they called?
I'm a fun drunk.
Rob's like gets lost.
Oh no, I could not deal with that.
What do they call little scavenger hunt for me. I gotta look for him. Rob, come here.
Oh no, I could never.
Yeah,
I'm over there. Okay, like I was just talking about this. This is the last thing, guys. I remember I remember one time I was like 21, I think, and this is when I first started, like, because I was single. I was like freshly single, you know, and I started partying with my friends and going to clubs. And I remember one time we were in the middle of the dance floor, and it was like, you know, like fist pumping music, and everybody was like, tell me why I just busted my ass in the middle of the dance floor, and everybody was like, whoa! And then I just got up and I was like, and they were like, you got up like nothing. And I was like, what was I gonna do? Stand there and be embarrassed? Yeah. No. We all fought. I mean, I fell. It's normal. Like, it's like whatever. That's like hilarious. But yeah, that's the kind of drunk I am.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So you're like those down crazy ones.
Oh yeah.
I'm just a friendly one. Like, I'll talk to everybody. And Rob hates it. He's like, stop fucking talking to people.
Because then I'm going to have to fight these people later.
No, he just be like, stop talking to everybody. Because, like, even guys, like, if a guy talks to me, I'm like, oh, yeah, but it won't even be like they're trying to hit on me. They'll just be like, talking. And I'll, like, talk to them.
Dude, those tissues have been in there so long, they smell like cardboard.
Oh, they do.
Right? Ew.
All right, well, we'll close it out because this is a long one.
I know it was a long episode, but if you did stick it out till the end, we appreciate it. We love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, share, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.